Welcome back to Wewak, Papua New Guinea. We are going to be doing some trader missions today in the XCub, trying to generate some income so I can buy some new aircraft. The goal, if you watched my last video, was to hopefully move up to a caravan soon, or a PC6, and the price has definitely gone up from when I flew Neofly before. I think I could pick up caravans for less than $1 million. I think it was as low as $500,000. But now, just looking around at some of the other airports that have them for sale, they're about 1.3 million. So we got a ways to go. So I've done a few offline trader missions just to generate some income, and we are currently sitting at 243. So not bad, and the majority or all the flights were between Wewak and this airport over here on this island. So I just got lucky that I think it was cell phones and some other items, and obviously the XCub can't carry much, but so it was definitely a good deal. So I was just running back and forth, making 20 grand a pop, and it just added up. So today we're going to fly inland. I've done some homework and found out that this airport and this airport are set up really nicely. So I have the compare on for this one. So right click on the airport, compare market. So Alpha Yankee Whiskey Kilo is Wewak, and Alpha Yankee Sierra Romeo is the destination airport. You can either right click and do it or left click and hit the compare goods, and it pops up the green ones. And you check your weight, make sure that, it's going to load up to what your aircraft is available to, but sometimes you still have some remaining payload space if you maybe go to the next airport, which is my next point. So I'm going to load up and make this amount of profit here, about 30 grand, and then I'm going to do a preview of this market. So they have caviar for 571. So down to this lake airport, they're buying caviar for 757. So that's the big money. And I have caviar here, but I'm limited on how much money I could spend. I can't buy all this here. So, and there's plenty at this airport. So my plan is that I could just go direct, but I make an extra 30 grand just for doing a stopover. I'm going to hit this one and do that. So let's go ahead and buy. Let's see. Buy, and that's it. That's all my weight. And I'm good on fuel. Alright, so I'm good on that. I'll just have to add the weight to the aircraft. So it'll be 667. And my flight plan will... So let's jump over to Windy. So we're at Wewak. We're going to go to AYSR and then to the lake airport. So this is extremely important for Papua New Guinea. So I can do distance and planning to see what kind of elevation change I'm going to have. So let me do that again. Exit out of it. So right click, distance and planning, left click on the airport, left clicked on the next one, left clicked on my final destination. So down here is I can click on all these different ones and it's showing me just elevation right now. And you can see as I move along here, you can see there's a white ball that shows up along this route. So watch. So you can see I'm starting out on the coast at 131 feet, which I think I'm lower than that. I'm closer to sea level, but either way, you can see I got to climb to at least 1,500 feet to get over this hill, this ridge, and then it's pretty much flat land the rest of the way. There's some hills, highest around 700 feet, close to the lake airport destination, but otherwise I'm good to go. So this is extremely nice because this is fairly accurate, but if you're passing over a ridge somewhere and you plot this out, it'll at least give you a good cruising altitude to expect. Plus, if you got clouds at a certain height, it'll give you a go or no-go decision early on if you can even make that flight, especially in a place like Papua New Guinea where the weather, there's no good weather forecasting, so you're kind of guessing until you launch. So yeah. There's also some other tabs for VFR. It gives you winds and clouds as well as IFR, winds, clouds, freezing altitude. So have fun with it. Alright, so we need to just get the Neofly set up to connect and fly. I'll show you what I'm doing. Alright, so I just hit, over here I hit fly to this market, and then over here, connect to fly, motor on, payload. So I'm missing 657. Alright, so I'm going to load up 500 and 157.
Transporter from dispatch. Trading fly today. Purchased goods are coming for loading.
Alright, so mixture rich.
Transporter, loading goods.
Get the master on, ignition, get the avionics heat up. Get some lights on, let people know we're getting ready to go hot. Alright. Area clear. Clear prop. Alright. Alternator on. Avionics, nav, land, pulse.
Transporter from dispatch. All goods are loaded. Let's go to the next market.
Alright, so no METARs around here, but the elevation for the airport is 19 feet. So I think it's full screen and I one of these. There we go. So I'm gonna go 19 feet. Alright. Set it to GPS. And I don't know if the airport's in here, but we'll try it. AYSR. Direct to AYSR. Yep, cool. That works. So we're gonna go up to 2,500. Do heading bug initially. Alright, brakes released. Fuel looks good. Taxi out here. There's a windsock on this side of the runway. We'll take a look to see which way the winds are favoring. I can do an intersection takeoff. Alright, so the windsock's there. And looks like it's favoring a western departure. Get the transponder squawking. Nobody taxiing in. Get the standby altimeter set up. Alright, so anybody from that direction? Nope. Anybody from this direction? Nope, we're good. Windsock's checking. The other. Alright. Let's do a quick mag check. I guess in this plane it'd be ignition check. Exercise the prop. Okay. Alright, we're good. Get a little trim in there. Let's get out of here.
Transporter from dispatch. If you have fragile or perishable goods, watch your flight.
So I'll just stay runway heading for a little bit because I need to climb to at least 1500 to turn left. Pull the prop back a little bit. People on the ground will thank me, and the engine will too. See that hill or that ridge? So we'll flip the autopilot on. And it's wanting to stall me. What is it trying to climb at? It's searching for a heading. All right. So there's, it's coming up on 2,500 soon. So bringing the manifold pressure back. About 21. Bring the prod back to 2,400. And lean to about 10 gallons an hour. All right. So now we can switch to nav. We're about on course. You see the needles centered up. And that's matching the line there. Man, can they do heading up on this? Or the track up, I should say. No. Man, that's frustrating. Definitely normally like track up, but either way. Alright, we definitely got some clouds around here, so we'll have to stay VFR. Luckily it's flatlands. A lot of areas around here, man, it's 4,000, 8,000 foot hills and mountains that are encapsulated in clouds. It's a scary place. A lot of fun to fly, but I would bet in real life it is definitely not fun. All right, so I'm definitely gonna have to deviate right. So I just switched over to heading mode. Shoot for that gap there. We'll stay VFR, but it's a beautiful day. Alright, so we got about 13 minutes, 24 miles to go. Back on track. I'm just going to leave it on heading bug for now, because otherwise it's going to try to take me directly into the clouds. So yeah. Always keep an eye out for if if I lost the engine right now, where would I land? Even in real life when I'm flying, I just, find myself always kind of keeping a field or something in my mind in case something went bad, especially flying low to the ground like this. With as many trees, at least in this area right here, it's I think we would be not in a good situation for sure. It's just autopilot controls. It's about halfway there. A little bit over 10 minutes left. Just got a line of clouds that I'm flying beside. Alright, so when I get in the pattern for this airport, I'm going to switch tanks. That'll set me up to where I should be pretty equal to my final destination at the lake. Keep the tanks nice and balanced. Not burning much. 10 gallons an hour. I got a ton of endurance on board right now. So we're about 14 miles out. In 10 miles I'll start my descent. The elevation for that airport is 127 feet. So we'll fly a 1,000-foot pattern for reference. So I can go ahead and get this set up. Just hit vertical speed when I get ready, and she'll descend. A lot more openings here. If I lose an engine, I can land comfortably anywhere. It's a little bumpy. You can see some of the hills looks like in there. It might just be the way that the terrain looks, but yeah, I feel more comfortable now. Got some small clouds here. That never gets old, ever. All right, 10 miles. Back in the manifold pressure back. Looking for around 13 inches of manifold pressure. That should set me up for my pattern power settings at this altitude. Prop full in. Mixture rich. Switch to fuel. All this is good. Still on autopilot. We are 6 miles out. And probably should have descended around 500 feet a minute. Alright, let's see, do I see an airport? About 5 miles out. So I'm already at flap speed. Maybe that clearing right there. You see the fuel is so broken in Flight Sim. I should be burning around 20 gallons an hour, not 6. It's like they're inverse, whatever calculations they're using. This and the turboprops, you're burning so much less fuel down low where you, in real life, you're just guzzling fuel until you get to the altitudes. Or in this case, at a high power setting while going slow. Two and a half miles. I think it's on the edge of this field right here. I'm gonna fly right over it, so I'm gonna offset. So the wind's from. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn left to set myself up for a downwind here. I'll hopefully be able to see the airport over here somewhere. There it is. All right. That's it. So it's pretty much a crosswind landing. So I'll stick with this. Fly downwind. Okay, so we are set up for landing. Knock the autopilot off, make sure my trim is set up. So I'm coming up on the end of the runway. First notch of flaps coming in. Alright. I'm going to beam the threshold of the runway. Start my descent. And base. Flaps. Speed looks good.
Transporter from dispatch, go to the parking to unload goods.
Flaps up. pull into the wind. The wind was from the field. I didn't feel much wind on the
Transporter, unloading goods.
approach.
Stand by.
Alright, 1000 RPMs. Lean on the ground. Alright. So let all that get unloaded. Alright, elevation here is, let's see, it was 170 feet or something like that. 127 feet. Set the altitude, cruise altitude for the next one, 2500 again. It's stuck. Why is it stuck?
Transporter from dispatch. All goods unloaded. You can sell them to the market.
Okay, I was stuck in a loop there for a second. Okay, to Neofly. So we got bonus XPs. Vertical speed 166. Take it all day long. Okay, so we are at AYCR. So we're selling. See ya. Selling. See ya. Yep. Made about 30 some grand. Okay, so now AYCSR. So we're going to do right click, compare to our final destination. You can see the big green. Check $89,280. But I'm going to burn every penny that I have to buy it. So, but it's only 480 pounds, which is great. Alright, so fly to this airport.
Transporter from dispatch. Trading fly today. Purchased goods are coming for
So I
loading.
can pull 187 pounds out of it.
Transporter, loading goods.
Alright.
Transporter from dispatch. All goods are loaded. Let's go to the next market.
Alright. So we are going to AYRT. AYRT. Activate. Yep. 20 nautical miles. And then we'll do heading bug initially. So pretty much straight that way. Alright, so mixture rich, park and brake off, lane and light on. Area is clear. Back taxi. And then get out of here. Alright. Everything looks good. Let's get out of here. First notch of flaps is in. Full power is coming up.
Transporter from dispatch. If you have fragile or perishable goods, watch your flight.
Flaps up. Autopilot's on for the heading. Right? Nope, autopilot's now on for heading and altitude. Props coming back. Pull the mixture back just a little bit. Alright, same deal. Once I get in the pattern for the lake airport, I'll switch tanks again. Keep my balance equal on the fuel tanks, because it is manual in this aircraft, which is pretty frustrating. I think I see the lake already. Cruising altitude, manifold pressure back to 21, prop back to 24. Good. 14 miles out, 7 minutes. So I think it's on that hill there. So I'm going to get my pattern altitude set up because this airport elevation 60 feet. And I'm getting all that in Wavy. You just click on the airports and it'll pop up a, here I'll show you. So you can turn the airport tab on down here, and then we're going to this airport. Just click on it. It has runways and information. Elevation 60 feet. Winding river. All right, 10 miles out. Start a slow descent, 400 feet per minute. The wind is pretty much off my nose, my right nose now. So I had to pay attention to that to see the orientation of the runway, and I'm thinking I'm going to be flying around the hill downwind and then approach, and I'll have a slight crosswind. But we'll see. Back in the manifold, pressure down just a little bit as I descend. A whole lot of nothing around here, which is kind of nice. Okay, so we're 5 miles out, descending through 1500, so altitude looks good. Mixture rich. Prop full in. Switch the tanks. Problem is I'm not going to be able to see the runway until I am around this hill. It's a pretty big lake. Wonder how deep it is. Is that it? Caught a glimpse of it. Yep, there she is. Alright, so change the plan. I need to land from this direction, so I will do a right 360. Go ahead and knock the autopilot off. Alright, I am configured to land. I need to get my airspeed down to flap speed. First notch of flaps is in. Trimming for the configuration. Alright, there's a runway right there.
500.
Alright, full flaps. Airspeed looks good. The wind looks good down the runway. A little bit of a crosswind that I feel from the right.
Transporter from dispatch. Go to the parking to unload
Flaps
goods.
Let it roll out a little bit. Tap the brakes at the end. Lean on the ground. Landing light off. 1,000 RPM.
Transporter, unloading goods. Stand by.
Vertical speed is 235. I'll take it. It seemed smoother than the first landing, but whatever. Those are on a grass airport. Those are smooth landings all day long for that type of vertical speed. For some reason, it seems to be stuck in unload mode. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm doing. Come on, guys, it's an XCub. It's like 3 boxes. Let's go.
Transporter from dispatch. All goods unloaded. You can sell them to the market.
I will. Okay, got some XP. Much appreciated. Market. Gotta hit search for this, and then it pops up. And let's make some bank. 363. Wow. That's a big payday. I like it. I like it. Getting a little bit closer. Alright, so thanks for flying with me today. This is going to be a long journey, like I said, so there's going to be a lot of videos associated with it. If you have any questions, post them in the comments. I'll be glad to show if I'm going over something too quickly, or if you're just curious about something else in Neofly, or there's some other features in Neofly that I'm not aware of. Please post away. Let me know. Check out my other videos. I got a ton of videos like this. Playlist, other aircraft flying all over the world, so check them out. Until next time, see you later.